Hi, glad you're here. Let the screen dim, shoulders drop, jaw unclench. Picture a quiet cove after dark. Slow water, a thin path of moonlight, a breath of mist that rises and disappears. If your thoughts are busy, let the waves set your rhythm. Slow in, slower out, like water finding shore. If this space genuinely helps you unwind, you're welcome to come back. Tap like or subscribe only if it truly earns your rest. And if you're still awake enough to type, share your city and the time in the comments. It's calming to see who else is drifting off under the same moon. We'll slip into dolphin waters at an easy glide. No effort, no rush. If your mind wanders, return to your breathing and the sound of this voice. Float here for a moment longer. When you're ready, we'll begin, one gentle truth at a time. Softly now, dolphins give themselves names. Early in life, each shapes a signature whistle, a gentle pattern of notes that says, "This is me." Mothers echo it to teach the calf. Friends learn it the way we learn a face. In the open sea, a dolphin can call another across the dark water by repeating that whistle, like tapping a shoulder with sound. In quiet seas, those name songs endure. A dolphin can hear its own signature whistle after years, sometimes decades apart, and turn toward it the way you would to your name in a crowd. Old bonds surface in an instant. A pause, a breath, a brief exchange of calls that says, "I remember," and the distance between them feels smaller than the ocean. Even rest is careful. Dolphins sleep with half the brain at a time, letting one eye stay open while the other dreams. The waking side keeps the body breathing and checks the water around them. Then they switch, like taking turns on watch. Slow, even rises to the surface. A quiet exhale, and back down to gentle drifting again. In the hush of an aquarium window or a calm lagoon, a dolphin meets its reflection and does something rare. It tests, turns, and marks its own body with careful glances, as if saying, "That's me." This passing of the mirror test, so uncommon in the animal world, whispers of awareness. Not a trick, but a quiet recognition. And then a playful return to the water's slow rhythm. Out in open water, male bottlenose dolphins weave living maps of friendship. Small pairs and trios move as first-order teams. Those teams braid into larger bands, and sometimes bands join bands. Alliances within alliances, shifting yet familiar, like tides arranging the same sand. In calm seas, they practice a gentle politics of memory, partnership, and patience. On stony bottoms, some dolphins slip a sea sponge over the tip of the snout, a soft glove for hard places. With the nose protected, they nudge through rubble to flush out hidden fish, then let the tool drift and try again. Mothers teach daughters. The habit travels like a family recipe, quiet proof that the sea can hold culture, not just currents. In the moonlit shallows of Brazil, wild dolphins and fishers share an old routine. The dolphins sweep schools toward shore, then give a small signal. A sudden dive or tail slap, telling the humans when to cast. Nets rise, fish scatter, and the dolphins take their share from the confusion. Quiet partners, practiced over years, moving as one tide, then fading back into the dark. On drowsy reefs, dolphins drift across certain corals and sponges, rubbing slowly as if drawn to a remedy. Those living surfaces release mild chemicals that soothe skin and may discourage tiny pests. It looks like ocean self-care. Glide, touch, pause, and go. Not magic, just careful habits, passed along in calm water, keeping the body comfortable for long journeys. In easy arcs through dim water, dolphins send out fine threads of sound. Click, click, click. Each echo returns a picture. Distance, size, even texture, so they can find a fish hidden in sand or read the curve of a shell at night. Focused beams for scanning, quick buzzing for the final moment, and then quiet again, the sea returning to hush. In the soft dark, remember that the orca, killer whale in name only, is actually a dolphin, the largest of the family. Power and grace wrapped in one body. A deep breath, a silent dive, and the moonlit lift of a black and white fin. Same group, same clever mind, only scaled to the size of a small boat, moving through water as quietly as a thought. In the Amazon's tea-colored currents, river dolphins, botos, sometimes surface carrying sticks or floating plants. They parade these gifts with shy confidence, as if saying, "Look here." A small leafy crown, a branch balanced like a baton. Many think it's courtship, a gentle show and tell beneath the forest's dusk, where the river hums and time drifts wide. Watch how dolphins keep time together, fin by fin, breath by breath. They rise in perfect rhythm, then slip under as one. This synchronized swimming is more than pretty. It stitches friendships tighter. Heart rates slow, bodies match, trust grows. a calm chorus in water. Inhale, exhale. A shared metronome that settles the pod and the night. In the soft folds of a dolphin's brain live long, tapered spindle neurons, cells also found in humans and great apes, linked to social emotion and swift, intuitive choices. Their presence hints at a mind built for company, reading moods, keeping peace, repairing bonds. Not a loud claim, just a quiet sign that social life runs deep beneath the calm surface of moonlit water. In gentle nurseries of sea, mothers aren't alone. Aunties, older sisters, friends, grandmothers slip beside a calf, guarding, guiding, letting the mother feed or rest. The pod moves like a cradle around the smallest body, slow arcs, patient corrections, a soft nudge to the surface for air. Shared care weaves safety into every tide, and the calf learns trust in the quiet. Dolphins are conscious breathers. Each inhale is a choice. Because breath can't be left on autopilot, deep, total sleep would be dangerous. So they rest in shifts inside their own heads, one hemisphere awake, one drifting, then trading places. A slow rise, a breath like a whisper, and back down again. The mind taking turns on watch while the body floats. Along different coasts, dolphins grow up fluent in mocal ways. One community stirs mud rings, another wears sponges, another times its hunts with the tide. These aren't genes speaking so much as lessons, watched, copied, perfected. A quiet culture underwater. Mothers showing daughters, friends teaching friends. Knowledge passing like a current through the pod. In Florida's quiet shallows, dolphins draw fishing circles from the seafloor. A tight sweep, a tail flick, and a ring of mud rises like a soft fence. Startled fish leap the wall, mouths wait where moonlight breaks. The ring collapses, water clears, and the pod drifts on, unhurried, repeating the craft as needed, the way families pass down recipes in a calm kitchen of sea. Along South Carolina's gentle marsh banks, dolphins gather fish and surge as one, pushing them onto the slick mud. For a breath-long moment, the hunters beach themselves, take their meal, then shimmy back on a thin film of water. The move looks daring, but it's practiced and patient, taught in small lessons, saved for tides that move just right. In the dark, sound is a mirror. A dolphin hears a recording of its own signature whistle and turns, the way you turn to your name. They can match companions' whistles too, careful imitations that say, I know you. Voices measure distance, renew friendships, and stitch the group together, even when the sea is wide and the night is thick. Between hunts, the ocean becomes a quiet playground. Dolphins blow silver rings and nudge them like bracelets. Trade a strip of seaweed back and forth, or surf along a boat's bow for the pure feel of glide. Play keeps bodies quick and minds bright, and it braids the pod together. Shared laughter without sound, then a long, restful drift. In the hush of open water, dolphins speak in textures of sound. Long, mellow whistles for social talk. Bright, focused clicks for echolocation. And swift, burst pulses when excitement or precision is needed. They blend these like instruments in a soft orchestra, calling, scanning, coordinating. Then let the sea fall quiet again. Breath in, breath out. Sound doesn't only meet the ear from outside, it also travels through the lower jaw. Inside is a cushion of acoustic fat that gathers vibrations from the water and carries them to tiny ear bones set slightly back. A built-in underwater microphone, tuned for clarity at depth. It lets a dolphin hear the night, even when the moon is thin. Meals move simply. Teeth aren't for chewing so much as catching. A quick grab, a tilt of the head, and the fish slides down whole. Strong throat muscles and a clever, multi-chambered stomach take over the work, sorting and dissolving while the dolphin drifts. Less fuss, less splash. Just a clean swallow and a slow return to cruising between quiet breaths. New life arrives carefully. Most calves are born tail first, so the head stays inside the mother until the last moment, safe from a breath too soon. There is a pause, a turn, a final push. Then a small body rises to the surface for air. The pod draws close, gentle escorts on either side, while mother and calf find a calm rhythm together. For early months, warmth and growth come from milk as thick as cream, rich in fat and energy. In cold water, it's a quiet furnace, fueling quick muscles and soft layers of insulation. Nursing is brief and often. They surface, dip, reconnect, and drift. Day by day, the calf grows steadier, breaths lengthen, and the glide smooths under the same patient moon. In the first quiet weeks, newborn calves still wear the ocean's version of swaddle lines, soft, fetal folds from the tight curl of the womb. Pale and wrinkled at first, they fade a little each day, like ripples settling after a boat has passed. The marks are gentle proof of how new this life is. Small breaths growing steadier, muscles finding rhythm. Mother close, the sea unhurried. A dolphin's skin feels like wet silk and heals with remarkable calm. The outer layer sheds rapidly, polishing away tiny roughness that would slow the glide and sweeping off unwelcome hitchhikers. Nicks close quickly. The surface stays smooth for silent travel. It's quiet maintenance in motion, renewal built into every mile, so the body stays sleek, clean, and comfortable. Before a long, easy dive, the body slips into its quiet gear. The heart rate slows. Blood is guided toward the organs that need it most. Muscles lean on deep stores of oxygen tucked into myoglobin. What could feel like holding your breath becomes simple and soft. Minutes of unhurried drifting below the surface, then an unhurried rise, and the whisper of air returning. Each surfacing is a tidy exchange. A quick, powerful exhale clears the old air. A fresh inhale fills most of the lungs in a heartbeat. Then the dolphin tilts and slides back under. Their lungs trade far more air per breath than ours, so fewer breaths do more work. It looks effortless from above, just a brief hush, a mist of moonlit spray, and gone. Most ocean-going dolphins carry a steady, streamlined head. Neck vertebrae are fused, sacrificing twists for a smoother, quieter push through water. River dolphins took another path. Their necks stay bendy, able to turn and peer between roots, logs, and tight channels. Two solutions to the same world: open blue and tangled brown, both designed for calm, precise movement. Some coasts hold a quieter sense. Evidence suggests certain dolphins, like the Guyana dolphin, can detect faint electric fields made by hidden prey. In cloudy water, a buried fish gives off the soft buzz of its own muscles, and the dolphin turns, nosing the sand with patient sweeps. Not a superpower, just a finer thread of awareness in the hush beneath the waves. River dolphins are not just ocean dolphins that wandered inland. In different parts of the world, lineages slipped into winding channels and evolved similar shapes again and again. Long beaks, flexible necks, subtle sonar for cluttered places. Separate stories, converging on the same solution. Move gently through brown water, reading the river like a living map. Along the Yangtze, a voice has gone quiet. The Baiji, river dolphin of pale blue-gray, has not been seen in years and is considered functionally extinct. It is a soft warning carried by the current. Rivers remember our choices. In the night, let the thought be simple. Care makes room for life. And then let it drift, the way silt settles after rain. Sound travels far underwater, and engines fill it with a constant, busy hum. That noise can mask the fine clicks and whistles dolphins use to hunt and stay together, turning clear conversations into snow. The remedy is gentle too. Slower boats, quieter routes, pockets of silence where a pod can weave its day in peace, unhurried and unlost. Nets are not always seen. A drifting wall, a quick wrap of line, and a dolphin meant to pass through is held instead. Bycatch, accidental but deadly. Solutions are simple and kind. Brighter gear, acoustic pingers, seasons and zones that give room to move. Picture clear lanes in dark water and bodies that glide on without snag or struggle. Even in the hush, danger visits. When a shark drifts too near, a pod may gather into a firm, pulsing ring. One after another, they surge and veer, bodies like spring steel, ramming the intruder and peeling away. It isn't frenzy, it's choreography. Brief, decisive, and then quiet again. The shark yields to the pressure and slides off into darker water, while the pod settles back into slow, even breaths. Dolphins favor a side the way we favor a hand. Along seafloors you can trace their preference. A gentle roll to the right again and again. A familiar spiral over sand where prey may hide. That bias saves time and thought. Less deciding, more flow. In the night, it looks like habit wearing a path through water. A comfortable curve that lines up breath, body, and search. Close living leaves signatures. On smooth skin, you'll sometimes see pale, parallel lines, rake marks from teeth during brief scuffles or tests of rank. They look stark at first, then fade as the skin renews. In a social world, small disagreements rise and settle like ripple and calm, and the body quietly writes, then erases the record. Time moves widely at sea. Bottlenose dolphins can live 40 to 60 years, growing wiser with roots, tides, and faces. Females often outlast males, holding threads of memory for the community. Who helped? Where food runs best? When danger comes? Longevity weaves stability. Calves grow into adults under elders who remember long summers and quiet winters. Under starlight, spinner dolphins rise like coiled springs, then unwind in the air. 1, 2, 3 tight spins before the soft slap back to sea. Is it talk? Is it cleaning? Shaking off clinging hitchhikers? Maybe both. What we know is the rhythm. Sudden lift, quick turns, and a clean re-entry, followed by an easy glide as the ocean returns to silence. Two watchful eyes moving on their own. A dolphin can glance above and below at the same time. One eye on the moonlit surface where air and danger live, the other reading the dim water for shapes and motion. It's a calm, split attention that keeps travel smooth and feeding unhurried. Rise, look, breathe, then slip under again. The world held in two soft views at once. Dinner is simple and quiet. Dolphins don't chew. Teeth are for catching, not grinding. A quick grip, a tilt of the head, and powerful throat muscles draw the fish down in one smooth pull. No splintering bones, no fuss. Just a clean swallow and an easy glide as the stomach takes over. The sea goes still again, and breathing returns to its slow, even metronome. The ocean offers flavors more than scents. Dolphins lack a sense of smell, but their tongues read the water. Salt, bitter, a hint of sour. Useful signals for life at sea. Many can't taste sweet, and they don't seem to miss it. What matters is simple and steady. Clean water, steady prey, and the familiar taste of home currents moving past in the dark. That rounded forehead, the melon, isn't just shape, it's instrument. Inside is a flexible lens of fat that focuses sound, shaping each click into a narrow beam that paints the world with echoes. A living acoustic lens, tuned and adjustable. It lets a dolphin look ahead without might, then soften the beam and fall quiet as the night folds back around them. Echolocation has its own heartbeat. For broad scanning, clicks come slowly, tick, tick, mapping space without hurry. As a target draws close, the rhythm compresses into a fast, silky buzz that sharpens edges and speed. Then, a quiet capture, a brief exhale at the surface, and the clicks lengthen again. Work, rest, and return. Sound keeping time with the tide. In the slow space between dives, dolphins draw beside one another and let pectoral fins trace along smooth skin. The touch is unhurried, gentle strokes at the shoulder, a brief press, a return pass. Like massages in water, these rubs calm the body and stitch friendships tighter. After a while they separate, still moving in step, as if the touch left a soft echo. In quiet corners of the family tree, hybrids appear. A false killer whale and a bottlenose can produce a dolphin, rare in the wild, occasional in human care. Shapes and voices blend. Speed and curiosity do too. It's a reminder that dolphin kin are close and that the sea draws soft borders, shifting like light under a passing cloud. Communities at different coasts speak with accents. Certain whistles stretch longer. Clicks cluster in distinct patterns, and the timing of calls takes on a local feel. Cabs grow up fluent in their home dialect, then carry it for life, a portable hometown in sound. When pods meet, the differences ring softly, like neighboring towns saying hello. In a social sea, memory matters. Dolphins remember who traveled well, who shared fish, who rushed to help. Those quiet ledgers shape tomorrow's teams. Who to hunt with, who to trust on a long swim at night. No grudge catalog, just practical kindness stored away. Later, when choices arrive, old favors float up like buoys and guide the way. Underwater hearing needs focus. A dolphin's ears sit in small acoustic capsules, cushioned and set apart from the skull, so sound arrives cleanly from left and right. That separation sharpens direction. Where is the click? How far the splash? Which friend is calling from the dark? Answers land softly, and the body turns without hurry. Heat quietly stays where it's needed. In a dolphin's fins and flukes, warm arterial blood runs beside cooler veins, trading temperature back and forth, a countercurrent exchange. The core keeps steady, while the edges release or save heat as the water demands. No shiver, no fuss. Just a calm balance that lets long swims stay comfortable in night-cooled seas. At the top of the head sits a single, moon-kissed doorway for air, the blowhole. One nostril for dolphins and other toothed whales, two for baleen giants. The valve opens for a crisp exhale, closes like a soft lid, then the body slips under again. Simple, efficient, and quiet. It keeps breathing tidy, so the rest of the night can belong to drifting water and slow thoughts. Breath lasts longer down here. Many dolphins rest underwater for several minutes on a single inhale. Deeper diving kin can go far longer, then surface with an easy whisper of spray. The trick is calm, slow heart, patient muscles, oxygen tucked into blood and tissue. No strain, just an unhurried arc up to air and back to the blue hush below. Before sinking into the dark, a dolphin exhales, clearing used air, lightening the body, and lowering nitrogen that might dissolve into tissues. With less to carry and fewer gases to manage, the dive is smoother and safer. Down they go in a slow glide, work done in quiet bursts, then a measured return. The first breath crisp and small against the wide water. The tail's wide blades look like wings, but inside there are no bones, only tough tendon and layered connective tissue. Power comes from the muscles along the spine and the strong tail stalk, flexing the flukes up and down in an efficient, silent rhythm. Each stroke stores and releases energy, and the body slides forward like a thought through the dark. Sometimes the ocean lifts a head like a periscope. A dolphin rises upright, holding still in the water, spy-hopping, to look across the surface without committing to a leap. It's a quiet peek, checking shoreline, boats, birds, or the rest of the pod. Then the body relaxes, sinks with a soft exhale, and the night closes over again, calm as a blanket. Tail slaps have their own language. A dolphin lifts and cracks the flukes on the surface, lob-tailing, sending a flat, startling pop through the water. Fish spook, friends notice, and the message carries farther than a whisper. After the ripple fades, they settle back to steady breathing and slow arcs, the sea smoothing itself like a fresh sheet. Some dolphins carry fragile things, sea urchins, jellyfish, balancing or nudging them as they drift. It might be practice, play, or a gentle way to brush off small pests. Movements stay unhurried. A lift, a turn, a careful release, as if the ocean were teaching patience. Then the object falls away, and the pod glides on in easy silence. Along New Zealand's coasts live the small, round-finned Hectors and Maui dolphins. Compact, quick, and very rare. Their range is short, their world near shore, and their risks many. In the quiet of night, picture them close to breakers, tracing safe paths through kelp. Conservation is simply room to breathe, space, time, and gentle water. Pilot whales, members of the dolphin family, move like a slow constellation, diving deep and returning together. Families stay close for years, babysitting calves and sharing hunts. Their descents are patient and long. Their reunions at the surface feel like roll call. Breaths rise in a small chorus. Then the group tilts down again toward the dark. In calm water, learning flows by sight as much as sound. A young dolphin watches an elder circle a net, ride a bow wave, tap a lid for fish, and then copies the motion beat for beat. The body remembers faster than words could teach. Even around humans, the habit holds. Observe, try, refine. Quiet apprenticeship passed in glances and slow, repeatable arcs. When a companion is hurt or dazed, others slide beneath and lift, keeping the blowhole clear like hands offering a pillow. One steadies the body, another paces the breaths. The group slows to the injured dolphin's rhythm. The sea becomes gentle hospital, short escorts to air, unhurried rests, and a soft ring of bodies guarding the space. In a nursery hush, mothers are chattiest just after birth, repeating the calf's new name whistle again and again. The sound imprints like a heartbeat in water. Here, here, here. Calf lips practice tiny replies between feeds, shaping breath and tone. Within days, the voice is a lantern. Within weeks, it carries across the pod like a familiar star. For a small feast, dolphins weave a curtain from bubbles, a circling sweep, a hiss of air, and a pale ring rises like lace around a school. Fish bunch tight, uncertain. Hunters slip through the veil in pairs, taking turns and leaving space. The ring collapses, the water clears, and the pod drifts on, quiet mouths and even breaths. The surface that looks like polished stone is living, streamlining. A 2-layer rubbery skin flexes with each tail beat, smoothing tiny swirls that would waste energy. The outer layer sheds quickly. The inner cushion's pressure changes, so speed stays quiet and steady. Less turbulence, fewer hitchhikers, more glide. Everything tuned for an easy night crossing. On the hunt, sound thins to a whisper. Dolphins soften their whistles and space their clicks, sliding close without stirring the water's nerves. Drift, pause, a small correction, then a final silky buzz and a clean swallow. Afterward, only bubbles rise and breath settles. The sea resets. Warmer seas redraw quiet maps. As currents shift and prey wander poleward, some dolphin ranges follow, inching into cooler latitudes while old haunts thin. Change is not a sprint here, just slow edits to a familiar coastline. Room to move and pockets of calm water help bodies keep their rhythm. In calm experiments, dolphins learn tiny symbol languages, following rules about order and meaning, to fetch the right toy or touch the right shape. It isn't human grammar, but it shows a flexible mind. Watch. Map the pattern. Act. When the task ends, the water goes silent and simple again. Weaning arrives on a gentle slope, 2 to 6 years, depending on species and food. Nursing pauses stretch into long, independent dives. The calf tries new prey and learns when to rest. Mother keeps station nearby, a steady breath and shadow, until confidence grows and the night opens wider. The name drifts from Greek, Delphis, tied to Delphis, womb. Even by word, a reminder. Dolphin means mammal, warm and breathing. Not fish, but kin, who surface for air, nurse their young, and carry a quiet intelligence under the moon. Say the word softly, and you can almost hear a breath. Pods flex with the food. Some nights it's a handful moving in loose formation. When prey blooms, groups fuse into superpods, hundreds, even thousands, rolling over the sea like weather. The sound softens to a shared breath, bodies spacing and respacing as if one broad animal were drifting forward. Suction cup tags tell the story in depth. In the dark, dolphins stitch 3D paths through the water. Long glides, quick turns, then bursts of clicks that compress into a silky buzz at the moment of capture. The tag records breath, tilt, and sound, and the night reveals a quiet choreography of the hunt. Night vision helps the quiet work. A reflective eye layer sends light back through the retina, giving dim scenes a second pass. Shapes brighten, edges return. In moonlit water that is little more than silver dust, a dolphin can still track the glide of a fish and the slow rise of a friend's breath. Speed has a rhythm you can hear in the tail. Slow, even beats for travel. Tighter, harder kicks as pace climbs. At top speed, the flukes drum. Rapid, energy-rich strokes that trade comfort for distance. Then the body eases, heart settles, and the metronome slips back to its long, unhurried measure. Ocean skin collects travelers. Barnacles, remoras, tiny grazers. Small drags that roughen the glide. A spin in air or a sharp leap can shake some loose. Rubs and slow shedding do the rest. What remains is a clean surface for the night's long cruise. Spray like soft breath where the moon touches the back. Along seafloors, many dolphins tip and spiral to the right again and again, leaving a faint, handed trail in sand. Habit trims decisions, turning search into flow. A comfortable curve, a practiced roll. Breath and body lining up with the same familiar side. It saves tiny bits of energy over long hours. A dolphin can steer sound like a flashlight. By subtly reshaping the melon, flexing that soft acoustic lens. It narrows or widens the beam and points it left or right. The world returns in echoes it chooses, a calm scan that settles into a silky buzz when the target is close. Their colors are camouflage in motion. Dark backs blend with the deep when seen from above. Pale bellies fade into light from below. Speckles and stripes break the outline further, so the body reads as water and shadow until it moves. Then it slips back into hush as the sea closes over. No vocal cords here. Dolphin voices rise from air sacs in the nasal passages, shaping whistles, clicks, and burst pulses without a throat's vibration. Sound slides cleanly to water through the blowhole, and the ocean carries it away like breath smoothed flat by moonlight. Some dolphins carry pebbles or shells, tucking them in the mouth to rattle or wedge into crevices. The tool flushes hidden prey or teases it to move, another quiet craft beside sponging and bubble nets. A lift, a tap, a patient pause, and dinner slips free in the dark. The spine is more than support, it's a spring. With each tail beat, elastic tendons and flexible joints store a little energy and release it on the next stroke, smoothing effort into glide. That quiet rebound lets a dolphin travel far on less, steady pulses of power stitched into a calm, continuous flow. Dolphins can track small numbers at a glance, basic numerosity. A handful of fish, 2 companions, the difference between 3 and 4. These tiny counts guide quick choices underwater. Not math on paper, but an easy sense that keeps hunts tidy and groups coordinated in the dark's soft hush. Grief shows in slow circles. Some mothers carry a dead calf for hours or days, lifting it to the surface again and again, as if breath might return. Companions linger nearby. Travel eases, paths shorten. In time, the body is released, the pod regroups, and the sea takes the weight the heart cannot. Male bottlenose lives leave marks on the mouth. Teeth wear down from gripping rivals during tests and tussles, grooves showing years of practice and patience. The scuffles are brief, the recoveries quick. Rank is negotiated, and the pod settles back into its usual tempo of travel, forage, rest. Night has watchers. Big sharks pass, and sometimes orcas, and the pod shifts into a loose guard, eyes scanning, clicks thinning to leave more quiet for listening. Vigilance doesn't fray the calm. It rides beneath it, a steady readiness that loosens only when the water opens and danger moves on. Some dolphins notice quiet things in water that we miss. Certain species show sensitivity to faint electrical cues, reacting to metals, and even the gentle field around a simple battery. In murky shallows, That extra thread of information helps them find buried prey. It isn't flashy, it's subtle guidance. Turn a little here, pause there, then a smooth glide as the night closes in again. In Southeast Asia's estuaries and calm rivers live Irrawaddy dolphins, rounded heads, no beak, soft breaths in brown-green water. They linger near mangroves and sandbars where fresh and salt mix, moving in small, careful groups. Their surfacings are modest, a rise, a whisper of spray, and a rounded back slipping away, as if the river itself were exhaling. Now and then, a pond draws close to a passing bow and rides the pressure wave like a moving hill. For minutes at a time they surf there, no splashing, just suspended ease, gliding without effort in the boat's invisible wake. When they're done, they peel off in unison, breaths returning to a steady rhythm as the ocean folds quiet behind them. Over seagrass beds, a sharp smack breaks the hush. Kerplunk. A dolphin brings tail or fin down flat on the surface, sending a sudden pop through water and light. Startled fish burst from cover, and hunters are already turning to meet them. The chaos lasts a heartbeat, then the surface settles, and the pod drifts back into its slow, even tempo. Cold brings a gentle reshuffle inside the body. Blood pulls back from skin toward the warm core, conserving heat for the organs that matter most, while fins and flukes cool without complaint. The effect is simple and quiet. Steady muscles, calm heart, and long swims that feel the same in winter's bite as they do under a mild, moonlit sea. In the moonlit hush, open a dolphin's smile and you'll find a toolkit that varies by species. Some mouths lined with over 100 neat, peg-like teeth, others with far fewer. They're not for chewing, just for catching and holding. A quick grip, a tilt, and the meal slides down whole. Different counts, same quiet purpose. Less struggle, less splash, more glide between slow, even breaths. In certain families, a sea sponge is more than a tool. It's an heirloom. Mothers slip the cushion over their snouts, show a careful sweep along rocky bottom, then let daughters try. The habit travels like a lullaby. Watch, copy, keep. Years later, the same line of hands, now fins, passes the practice along. Culture, soft and living, moving with the tide. Some pods grow fluent in a single menu. Cuttlefish here, mullet there, each requiring its own timing and technique. Calves learn what the elders know, where the prey gathers, how to turn it, when to move on. A specialty becomes a family recipe, refined and remembered. Night after night, the lessons settle in. and the water keeps their quiet history. Dolphin society moves like the sea itself, fission and fusion, drifting apart and then together again. Small groups split to forage or care for calves, rejoin for rest or travel, and part once more when tasks change. Bonds don't break, they breathe. Names carry across the dark, familiar bodies fall into place, and the pod reshapes without hurry around what the day requires. Look beside a mother and you'll see a calf tucked into her slipstream, riding the pocket of easy water her body creates. Hydrodynamic riding saves energy, steadies small lungs, and keeps learning close. A nudge to the surface, a shared breath, and back into the gentle wake. Mile by mile, the calf grows stronger inside that moving cradle. For a breath or two, common dolphins can burst into speed about 60 kilometers per hour, the kind that stitches foam into silver threads. It isn't frantic, it's joy with purpose. A clean line, a lifted bow wave, a soft fall back to cruising. After the sprint, the night reclaims its hush, steady heart, even breaths, and the long, unhurried glide of bodies made for water. When the sea turns cloudy and moonlight can't reach, dolphins let vision rest and lean on sound. Clicks bloom into a quiet map. Echoes sketch the world where eyes cannot. Sand, fish, a distant friend, each sends back a gentle answer. In turbid water, guidance is hearing, and travel becomes a soft conversation with the dark. They rarely drink the sea itself. Instead, water arrives tucked inside their prey, and the body makes more as it turns fat into energy. It's simple housekeeping. Salt out, fresh in. No need to sip the brine. So the mouth stays closed to the ocean's thirst while muscles work, and breath keeps its slow, reliable rhythm. Hidden within are many small kidneys gathered as one. Reniculate, a design for sorting the sea from the self. These lobes sift salt and carry away wastes, so the blood runs balanced and clear. The process is constant and quiet, like tidying a room as you pass through it, leaving the body ready for the next long swim. Echolocation keeps very fine time. A dolphin can notice tiny differences between echoes, moments too small for us to feel, and turn those into distance and direction. That precision makes a hidden fish stand out, sharp as a star between clouds. A few fast clicks, a soft buzz at the end, and the picture comes into focus without a splash. We'll leave the pod in quiet water, one last rise, a small feather of breath, and the bodies slip into moonlit dark. Let your breathing follow theirs, long out, soft in, until it happens on its own. The ocean will still be here in the morning, and so will this page. For now, let the tide hold you. Drift easy. Sleep well. Good night.